$5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Viewers of this channel continue to get big money from big stimulus being offered from your state. And in this recording, I'm going to also be going over the incredible nonprofits that are paying big money to viewers of this channel. Whether you're in Mississippi, whether you're in Texas, whether you're in Kentucky, Ohio, I have the details for you right now. You've been asking, and I'm taking the best of all the Purple Power live broadcasts and bringing it into this tape recording of Purple. States are giving you free rent, free utilities, free food, and even free gifts. And if your city-state is not doing it, then the private organizations, the nonprofits, are doing it as well. Meantime, what's going to happen with that $2,400 of SSI and SSDI? Where will that land? And hazard pay, when that's going to come? And then EIDL, all that other stuff, and then rent, food. When are all those other state stimulus items that the federal government's trying to take care of going to land in your bank account? I have all this incredible details. I'm so glad you joined me. It's a great day in which $1,200, $375, $500 big stimulus checks are coming this week from your states across the board. Let's get to it. An exciting afternoon of Purple. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm so excited for you because big state stimulus checks are coming across the board, and rent stimulus checks, food stimulus checks, and more. If you're in Minnesota, $500, Maine, $600, Colorado, $375, New Mexico, $1,200, Oregon, $500, North Carolina, $335, Houston, $1,200, Pennsylvania is coming pending. Also pending New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Virginia, and Delaware. County state stimulus checks are on their way. $1,000 in Jacksonville, $1,200 in Orange, Nome, Alaska, also Escambia County, Fort Worth, and Gadsden County also pending. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe because no one's finding you money right now. Not 5 days from now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now. And in addition to all that, I'm going to go over state stimulus that's coming to you in the form of rent, food, gifts, and more. And that's thousands of dollars, $5, $10, $15, $20,000. I'm working around the clock to ensure you get money right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now. And so I want you to ensure that you hit the alert button on the front of this channel so you get an alert when a new video goes live. Who wants to miss free stimulus? Who wants to miss free stimulus checks? It's coming from your city and state, and I'm going to cover almost every single state you can in this recording. And with that, there's so much. Also, like this video. In this recording, I'm going to go over the states that are actually incredibly promising for private nonprofits that are paying rent. I will name the nonprofits. I will go over the details. You've asked me to basically take the best of Purple Power Live, which is every night at 7:30, and make it into this taped recording, and I am. Every night we can learn more details. Every night we find about another organization that's paying money. I'm going to give you the best right now. But if you don't hear your state mentioned or your city, don't give up hope because it could be announced tonight as well. Things are coming across the board. Meantime, I'm going to turn back to Congress and all that federal stimulus, free money, $2,400 SSI, SSDI, rent, food, hazard pay, all that I'm going to cover as well. With that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that there is so much state stimulus now being paid that it's hard to keep track of it. So let me make it very easy and go very slowly for you. First, states are now sending out state stimulus checks. When I only use the word state stimulus check, I mean it's literally it's stimulus check. It's for anything you want to use it for. You want to use it to go get a San Francisco hairstylist, you can do it for that. You want to go get a burger with it, you can go use the check for that. It is a state stimulus check. The reason why there's going to be a massive rush of these new state stimulus checks next week is because of CARES Act 1 money. It's use or lose. And so you got to use this money or lose it. So let me give you the states right off the bat. If you don't hear your state or county, stay with me because I may have them on the next round for another type of stimulus item that's coming to you as well. States sending out stimulus checks. Minnesota, $500. Maine, $600. Colorado, $375. New Mexico, $1,200. $1,200. Oregon, $500. North Carolina, $335. Houston, $1,200. Pending Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, and Delaware. County stimulus checks coming. $1,000 in Jacksonville, $1,200 in Orange, Nome, Alaska. Pending Escambia County, Fort Worth, and Gadsden County. Duval paid in April. Those are state stimulus checks and county stimulus checks. Okay, so then what is the next type of stimulus item that's coming? Well, your cities, your counties, and your state are paying rent stimulus. And if you go to your city hall, you go to your county hall, you go to your city's housing authority, your county's housing authority, or your state housing authority, you may find rent stimulus. This is free rent. It's not 1 month, it's 6 months, it's 12 months. Counties like all the major counties in South Florida, like Broward and Miami-Dade and West Palm, counties like in Georgia, counties across Georgia like Gwinnett and DeKalb, cities like Atlanta, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Nashville, San Diego, Houston, paying rent stimulus. This is where they pay your rent and you literally are getting $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. It's a lot of money. It's more than those stimulus checks I started with. So we're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars. Viewers have gotten 15, 20. They've gotten enormous sums of money because of this channel. And you don't have to be on the street. And if you are on the street, you can also get stimulus for rent as also. They can also put you in first, second, last, and security deposit. That's that. Okay, so then when you look and you may not have found anything from your city, county, or state, then what's the next result? Well, the next result is Purple Power Live every night at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time, in which viewers tell how they've gotten thousands of dollars. Now, let me make this very clear. Since doing this series of reports, since about 15 days ago is when I think I started it, this channel has gotten about $500,000 to viewers. $500,000 because viewers have taken the information and gotten it. The places that they have gotten money for rent are also the following nonprofits. So if you hear your state, pull out a pen and paper and write it down. If you miss anything I say in this recording, there's a toggle at the bottom of this recording. You can pull it back and rewind it to hear what I just said. In Mississippi, people got their rent paid by Mercy House, Home Saver, and Salvation Army. In Indiana, they got it paid by Indiana House and Indiana 211. In Clark County, in Las Vegas, they're getting their rent paid by Clark County. In Kentucky, they got utilities paid by Community Action. In Pennsylvania, they got rent paid by United Way. In New York, they got rent paid by One Shot. In Michigan, they got rent paid by Salvation Army. In Arizona, they got rent and utilities paid by New Leaf. They also have gotten mortgage assistance from United Way's organization called 877 Get Hope. In Mississippi, they also got help with rent paid from MSHDA eviction diversion. They also got rent paid from in Rhode Island from Crossroads, in Delaware from 211, in Texas from 211, in El Paso from Project Bravo. They got heating paid by Heat. They got help with mortgage assistance from Chase. They got help with more rent paid in Rhode Island from the Rhode Island Housing Authority. They also got rent paid in Texas by St. Mary Magdalene, in Kentucky by Community Ministries, in New Jersey by United Way, in Community Action for Ohio, in Interfaith Social Services in Massachusetts, and in TCDCP in Phoenix for rent. United Way, Salvation Army, Community Action, St. Vincent de Paul, and Catholic Charities have absolutely done wonders for viewers of this channel as well. Meantime, free gifts are being paid as well by many of the same charities which I've described before, and also other things as well. What's important to understand is that if you are sitting back and you heard your state sending out a stimulus check, you can still get rent and you can still get utilities. If you did not hear your state mentioned, you still need to be attentive because stimulus check may be announced, but you can also still get rent and utilities. Start with your city, county, and state to see if your city, county, state has it. And if they don't, then default to the nonprofits. Finally, if you need assistance with any of this, if this is too overwhelming for you, you looked, you can't find it, go to the community page. The community page is pinned in the comments of every video recently of this channel in the corner, and also in the pinned comment below the video in the first comment, the sticky comment. 15 volunteers doing incredible God's work, and I appreciate your patience as well. Now, let's turn to Congress. Now that you're updated on the states, let's turn to Congress. What is Congress sending you in addition to a stimulus check, which is covered on check right before this? Congress is sending you $2,400 SSI and SSDI in January. They're going to start doing it as $200 a month every month all the way to December. So represents Joe Biden, plus a 20% increase, plus a new benchmark. Then they're going to have hazard pay. Hazard pay would be $13 an hour times the number of hours you work from January up to the 60 days after the pandemic's over. Joe Biden wants to pay you upwards of $10,000. Then EIDL, not one but two rounds. A round for people who never applied, and then a round to fix the round that people did apply but never got paid. They either didn't get their grant or they got a part of a grant. That's going to be likely fixed by Joe Biden. Next, rent. There's going to be a massive rent stimulus package from the federal government to come in sort of close to the end of the eviction moratorium, because they need to ensure that when people come off the eviction moratorium, after not having rent for months, they have that rent paid. Next, food aid as well. Finally, PPP. There'll be some PPP for rent, for grants. And what else? Well, get ready for some CDC grants. That would be for frontline workers, sort of like hazard pay. And Lifeline. That would be a $50,000 grant, but I don't know if that'll survive if the GOP holds the Senate. What's important to understand is that people always ask me, what do I think is going to happen in January with all these things? How are these things going to unfold? Generally, it's been very easy to predict the states. I have told you that the states have this CARES Act 1 money, this use or lose, that $150 billion given to the states, they got to use it or lose it. And I've always told you it's around December 15th to use it. Well, guess why there's so many states announcing this money right now? Because they were about to use it. I also told you that they would do it as a stimulus check first because it's the easiest way. They literally have to get it to you. They have to use it. They got to get it to you. And a stimulus check is the easiest way. I also said that states would likely do rent and they'll likely do eviction moratorium. I also expect more states to do extended unemployment benefits, give you additional weeks of unemployment benefits. It's easy for them. It's simple. But it's been very hard to predict what Congress is going to do. And here's the rub. Congress's balance of power is all really dependent on those two Georgia Senate races in January. And if the GOP retains ownership of the Senate, then the issue is how much of this would you get in January from a GOP Senate? You would not get $10,000 of hazard pay. No, you would get hazard pay, but not $10,000. You would get Social Security, SSI, to $2,400 likely. You would get the EIDL. You would not get the Lifeline grant of $50,000. Mitch is not going to give anyone $50,000 anytime soon. And then you would get some rent, but you may not get the size of the rent that the Democrats want you to have. It's all that sort of dynamic that we're dealing with. What's important to understand is that when you're looking for money right now, whether it's now or last week, whether you got some and you're looking for more, you need to be on the look and pushing. Getting yourself on a waiting list, I don't like that. Calling someone and waiting for them to call you back, I don't like that. What you need to do is literally do it yourself. You need to push and get the message out loud and clear. Hi, here I am. What you need to do, if you cannot find it, if you're elderly, if you're having problems with these things, reach out to the volunteers. The volunteers in the community page are separated into 3 groups: Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Send them a message. Say, hi, I need assistance for their city or county, and tell them what you need help for. They're helping you get rent, utilities, and food and toys. They don't do other things like, can you get me a stimulus check? No, that's your governor. Your governor can get you a stimulus check. Finally, what's important to understand is that in the spirit of current society, it's important that you reach out to the volunteers. Do not respond to unsolicited messages by third parties you do not know. Those people are not good people. They're trying to pry upon people in desperate need. So if you see people contacting you to do a Bitcoin scheme or something like that, they are bad people. Do not respond to unsolicited comments by anyone anywhere on any platform across the internet. Always keep your information private unless otherwise. If you have questions or comments in today's video, drop in the comments below. Coming right after this is Being a Mitch, in which that now recording, I will go over your unemployment benefits, your UI, your PUA, your FPUC, your extended benefits, your enhanced unemployment benefits, and more. A lot of questions and a lot of confusion, and it's going to get very confusing as more people fall off of unemployment benefits next week. It's just going to be confusing, but I'm going to answer your questions live on air here on this channel. So make sure you subscribe and hit the alert button. Then we come back on Evening's Check. I'll have more about these incredible states paying this money. And then I go live on Purple Power Live, in which I answer your questions about the topics that were covered in this video. It's been a great day, and I'm so excited for you. This has been a really big day of really great news. This is why you have to stay with me, because you never know when states just sort of come around. Finally, one last message, and I think it's sort of obvious what I'm about to say, but we were always told for months that states had no money and that they were going bankrupt, and that your stimulus check was going to have to be held up because we needed a big bailout of states. $500 billion, $900 billion, $800 billion. Guess what? With states sending out all the stimulus checks, we now realize they did not need $900 billion. They didn't need $500 billion. They didn't need $300 billion. And we know going into next week's stimulus negotiations with the CR, they don't need a penny. You need the stimulus check. As always, stay Lalate for more.